Everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can join me or you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Today, I thought I would jump on and show you this is such a cute stamp set, and there are coordinating dies that are available in the Celebration brochure. You might have missed this stamp set, because I sure did when I first looked in the catalog. Until I saw the coordinating dies that are available for free with in Canada, $120 purchase during Celebration. So I had to take another look to find the coordinating stamp set. So the stamp set's called Trees for Sale, and the dies are called Tree Lot dies that are in this Celebration. So I'm going to make a Z fold card or a Z fold card with this. My trailer, when I first saw this trailer, it reminded me a lot of the trailer that my parents had when I was growing up. I think it was called a Scamper. I don't know, that name sticks to me. And so I'm using Very Vanilla and Daffodil Delight, because the trailer I remember was kind of that creamy color with a yellow trim on it. So that's what I'm using to make a card. So I'm going to switch over to my desktop and I'll show you how to make this Z fold card. All right, so first of all, this is this adorable stamp set. Really great sentiments, all these trees. This little dog is so cute. And there's even dog prints that you can make. And then if you want to put a garland of lights, just really pretty stamp set. And then these great dies. I saw somebody post a card that made a three-dimensional trailer. I don't know that I have the patience for that, but it looked pretty amazing. Hey, Lorraine, welcome. And then you've got all, of course, the tree dies, as well as these great detail dies to put over top of the trees. You can cut the garland and the pole out, and of course the pieces for the trailer. The little sign that says trees for sale, you can cut that out. A wreath for the door. Just, it's such a great set of dies, and doesn't have to be just for Christmas. Could absolutely be for somebody who loves camping. Nancy. All right, first of all, here's my piece of Very Vanilla. So this is going to be a landscape card. This is 4 1/4 by 11. My paper trimmer. Now I have gone ahead and scored, you can probably see the top of it, because I decided I wanted a snowflake scene on the top. So I went ahead and scored just across the top, because this is a mini, this embossing folder fits in the mini embossing or Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is part of the wintry embossing folder combo. So it comes with the snowflakes as well as some boughs. So I went ahead and ran this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine twice, once on both sides, only on the top. So I just put it in. This piece is going to be covered with my band across the bottom as part of the Z fold card. So I'm just going to take, and this is going to be scored at 5 1/2. Make sure I score and not cut. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that. And then it's also going to be scored at 2 3/4. So this is going to form the front of my card. Okay, so for a Z fold card, what you want to do is fold it in half. Now let's make sure. Actually, I'm not going to be able to. Normally, I tell you to fold towards the mountain, but because the way I've embossed this one, I'm not going to be able to. So we're going to fold this not the way I normally do. So fold it in half, give it a good crease with your bone folder, and then fold the front flap back on itself. And again, a crease with the bone folder. So that forms your front of your card base. And then the other piece that I've got is I've decided to use soft succulent for my band. It's going to go across the bottom. So on this one, you're going to score it exactly the same way. This I did 1 inch by 11, and I've scored it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. This one you can fold towards the raised line or fold towards the mountain. Again, give it a good crease with your bone folder, and then fold the front back on itself. Again, a good crease. Just makes your card fold flatter. Now, the way this goes together for a Z fold card is, in fact, I think I've done this backwards. Yeah, I did. Okay, so it folds, your band folds opposite to what your card base folds. So on the card base, I have the largest flap at the back and the two smaller flaps on the front. And for your band, you want the longest piece towards the front and the two other smaller flaps towards the back. So these line up edge to edge, and then you're going to adhere this piece to here and this back flap to the back of the card, and that will form your fancy fold. Now, I like to use tear and tape adhesive for these pieces when I'm going to put them on, because it does get a bit of wear and tear as you are opening this card, especially if people really love your card. They're going to be playing with it. Now, for your front piece, that is the long piece, you want to make sure that you've only got adhesive that is 2 3/4 inch wide. So I just make sure that mine's, oops, I lost some of my pieces. Let's pick those up on the floor. All right, so make sure that those aren't longer than 2 3/4 of an inch. So let's take the backing off. There goes another piece. Bound and determined everything's going to get lost today. There are a lot of pieces for these dies. So, all right, so let's put this. I'm going to leave just a little bit at the bottom, maybe 1/4 of an inch, maybe not quite that. So this will just line up towards that edge, press that down, and then you can just pretty much fold this flat out and then take these two pieces off. And this will just fold, make sure it's level. There we go. So now I've got my card base together. And if you need to, you can just, again, take your bone folder and just make sure that it's gonna lay flat. Pretty good. Okay, so there is my card base. Pretty cool. All right, so I have gone ahead and done some cutting. And some stamping, so just so I didn't take so long. So I have stamped 3 of the trees on very vanilla cardstock in soft succulent. And then I've cut 3 of these pieces out. These are the kind of details that can go over top from the dies. So I will glue those on. Then I also cut out, as I said, my memory of my mom and dad's trailer is that it was kind of a creamy color and yellow. So that's my and I'm sure there's a door. Maybe I didn't cut it out. Maybe there isn't a door. Anyway, we're just going to leave the door. Now you do get the, oh, goodness, I am losing all sorts of things here today as my dog went flying. The window and this other little window, the holes, these pieces cut out when you're doing that. So I'm going to save these because I'm actually going to color these with my Daffodil Delight to make it look like there's lights on in the trailer. And I also went and cut this trees for sale out. I should have probably stamped it first, but I didn't. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get it adhered on pretty well. So let's start gluing my pieces together. Now with these, I'm going to grab my silicone mat because, as always, when I'm trying to glue pieces together, I always get glue all over the place. If you've got adhesive sheets, use your adhesive sheets. Just adhere a piece of adhesive sheet to the back of this is Evening Evergreen that I've cut this out in. And it's probably way easier. Now, these are the great tweezers that come in the embossing kit that is available in the new catalog, in the mini catalog. So the embossing kit comes with the embossing tray and an embossing buddy and a brush. But these tweezers are amazing. And if you're like me, they just work so well to be able to hang on to something. I'm now using them for tying bows as kind of my extra hand or extra finger. But I'm finding them really great for picking up pieces like this, especially when there's glue all over it. I don't like getting glue on my fingers, and so I just find these tweezers to be a great tool. So as if they weren't valuable enough for embossing, they're also just kind of a great tool to have in your toolkit. All right, get the little bits out. Just a little bit of glue. Just adds just a really nice touch of detail onto your trees. All right, those are the trees. Now let's start with the trailer. So this piece, so it's kind of cool. It actually cuts out and embosses. So you probably can't see the kind of ridges that are on the top of this piece, but it's got a little bit of, I'm trying to get this so I don't get glue all over my fingers. Okay, there we go. So that piece goes at the top. I was pretty young when we had a camper or a trailer. My parents bought a cabin at a lake when I was about 7, I think. So it was before I was 7 when we had a trailer like this, but I still have lots of memories of camping at a lake. At one point we only had a tent, and I remember one very wet weekend. All right, so there's not a cute trailer. All right, so let's start to put some of these here. So I'm just going to see, I want to just kind of audition where I want my pieces to go. So you can make them stick up. So maybe I'll put these two here, and I'll put this bigger tree, and then I've got my little dog that I cut out. So we'll put the dog maybe in front of the trailer, and we'll put the trees for sale somewhere. Okay, so we can just, now that I've kind of got things where I want to go, again, when you adhere these on, remember you're only adhering them on to your band, not to, you don't want to adhere this to the back of your card, otherwise you won't get your back of your card open. Hey, Polly, welcome. All right, and now we'll take and we will adhere. This one can go off flat pretty much because it's going on the back of the card like that. And you can put it up as high as you want. So I want it to kind of stick up the back. And let's use dimensionals on these trees just to make them stick up. Again, I'm only putting a dimensional at the bottom because I want it to pop up. Actually, I could put a dimensional at the top because this is on the front of the card. If it was just on the band, you absolutely would only want it to be on the band and not. There we go. Isn't it cute? Oh my gosh. This is so much fun. Now, this dog doesn't have, there is no stamp for the dog, or there is a stamp for the dog, I should say that. So I'm grabbing at him. There is a stamp for the dog, but it's just a solid stamp. So the dog has no eye. I'm just grabbing the stamp. So there's a stamp for the dog. I didn't use it. I just cut it out. But the dog has no eye. So I'm going to just use my black blending pen. Let's see. Get this come off. It's not going to come off. It's so tight. Okay, let's get the other one. Let's see. This is dark. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to put a dot for the eye. My dog needs an eye. All right, so let's maybe put him here. And I'm just going to use a mini dimensional somewhere. I've got my black ones. My take your pick tool is here. So let's just put, I don't know, what's your dog's name? My dog's name is Penny. So maybe this is Penny. Although it's certainly the wrong color for my Penny. So let's put that there. Now, these pieces that I was going to have for my window, I could still put that on. I'm going to color this. We'll see what it looks like. I grabbed this is the dark Daffodil Delight. So I thought I maybe would just color this and see what it looked like in there. And the same with the little circle, although that circle is going to be hard to adhere. So let's just see if I can actually. No, I think I'm going to leave my, I don't know, I'm debating. Eyes. Yeah, must have eyes, Nancy. All right. So I'm just going to put just a little bit of glue along the bottom because I really only have a little spot. If you have this on a card, you could actually adhere it on the back or even pop it up, but I actually don't have room to do that. So we'll just put it there and looks like somebody's home. All right, I think now I have this. Do I want to put, no, I don't think so. I'm just going to grab some Very Vanilla, a scrap of Very Vanilla, and let's do this in, I think, Evening Evergreen. I want it to pop. So I grabbed the sentiment that says "So Very Merry." So I'm just going to stamp this down here. And as always, I tend to fussy cut. Yeah, lighter yellow I think would have been better, Nancy. I agree. For my, I may change it out when I finish, but for now, that was the color I grabbed. All right, so I'm just going to fussy cut my sentiment out. You could use a die, you could use a punch. But, all right, so I think I will pop that up there. I make such a mess. I don't know how that happens. It doesn't take long when you have even a clean workspace, and then I start crafting and suddenly I can't find things. I don't know if you're like that. All right, so there's So Very Merry. And the last thing I thought I would do is, these are the festive pearls that are part of the, I think it's called Lights Aglow, one of the new sweets. And I thought maybe some of these on the trees might look pretty, or even on the snowflakes. So I think I'm going to use, let's see, maybe some gold. Just put some of these on the trees. Definitely a holiday card. If you're making this just like a summary camping card, you probably don't want to put these on then, but we'll put some of these on my trees, at least on the front trees. There. Oops. Stick. And wonder, maybe I'll put a silver. Let's see what the silver looks like on some of these snowflakes. Just feel like they need some more bling. There we go. Well, we're on a roll here. Let's just put one there. And I don't know, feels like it needs some bling. All right. So there is my Z-fold card with my camper, my trailer, my little dog. So easy to make these, and they're pretty impressive. I really like how that turned out with the snowflake background. I could have sponged maybe, or if I had used a color other than very vanilla, I could have sponged. Like if I had used soft succulent or night of navy, sponging it with the white craft ink really makes the snowflakes pop. So remember, so this is a stamp set that's available in the mini, and then the dies are available in Celebration. They are level 2 rewards. So in Canada, that's $120. So if you put an order in for $120, you could choose those dies to go along with your stamp set. It's always fun when they coordinate. Stampin' Up coordinates the product in the two catalogs, in the mini as well as in the Celebration. And they've done that with the ringed with nature. So one of the DSPs that is in the Celebration catalog or the Celebration brochure is the Ringed with Love designer series paper, which is absolutely stunning, and it coordinates with the Ringed with Nature bundle. All right, so check it out. If you're interested in putting an order, you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. I will be back on Tuesday night with my sketch challenge, so you can join me at 6:30 Pacific and play along with my sketch. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Happy stamping.